Hello, boyos.
Hello, boyos.
Welcome to Last Week in Games. I almost said the other word. This is where everything is video games. Last week, we got some shit. We got some shit last week. Not a whole lot, but we got some shit. We got a 20-minute video of Elden Ring gameplay. That's probably the biggest news that we got.
That's true.
It's pretty hot, we're also talking about Nintendo, something Nintendo's doing, and we got a whole bunch of titties from last week that may turn into full stories. My name is Nick. That is Jake.
Hello.
We're best buds, sometimes lovers.
Sometimes.
But, that's not here nor there for this show.
Not today, though. Maybe tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We professional today. Professional.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. How you been doing, Jake? How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Listen, I need to talk about this at the top of the show. This is
fucking do it. Do it.
This is important stuff. Okay.
Okay. I'll take your word for it until I hear it, and then I'll judge you based on that.
And this is a show where everything is video games, as previously stated, and this is also video games. Okay, Vin Diesel and The Rock. Okay, they've been beefing for years. Okay,
yeah.
A few years ago, I think it was like during Fast and Furious 7, there was some beef, and then during Fast 8, or what was it called, Fate of the Furious?
Fate. Yeah.
It came out that they were not willing to film any scenes together, so every scene with them in it were shot separately.
Right.
And The Rock, and The Rock was not in Fast and Furious 9. He was not in it.
No.
And The Rock has stated, he did Hobbs and Shaw instead. He got his own franchise, and The Rock has come out and been like, I just don't want to work with Vin Diesel. I just don't like the guy. I can't stand him. But then there's been some weird shit. Like, The Rock has been like, hey, I'm happy Christmas to you, Vin Diesel, over Twitter or whatever. And then like an interview comes out where The Rock is like, nah, fuck that guy. It's so confusing. But then yesterday, I think it was yesterday, it doesn't matter. Recently, Vin Diesel posted on Instagram, which I love that Vin Diesel's on Instagram. I love that he's an Instagram king. He doesn't fuck with Twitter too much. He's on Instagram, and I love that about him.
That's the real one. That's the real place to be.
It's
TikTok, Twitter, fuck that. Instagram.
Yeah, it's very cute.
It's a place for Vin Diesel,
Yeah, it's a very Vin Diesel place.
Where like 80-year-old grandmas go to like post about their children and stuff like that.
It's funny because Instagram like used to be the young one, and now it's like that's where my mom posts. We're all on TikTok and Twitter now. But Vin Diesel on Instagram, he made this post. I'll read it. Okay. My little brother Dwayne. The time has come.
Good start.
The world awaits the finale of Fast 10. Your seatbelts. He didn't say your seatbelts.
He didn't say your seatbelts.
I threw that in there.
Okay.
As you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in my house. There is not a holiday that goes by that they and you don't send well wishes. But the time has come. Legacy awaits. I told you years ago that I was going to fulfill my promise to Pablo. That's Paul Walker.
Is that really Paul Walker? He calls him Pablo.
Yeah, that's Paul Walker.
Oh God, was Paul Walker like touched wrong by Vin Diesel? Like, what was their like? Was this a hostile relationship between Paul Walker and Vin Diesel? And the only way to get out of it was for him to kill himself?
I don't know. I'm convinced that Vin Diesel and The Rock dated or something, because this is too fucking weird.
All right, continue.
Yeah, continuing on. I swore that we would reach and manifest the best Fast in the finale. That is 10. I say this out of love, but you must show up. Do not leave the franchise idle. You have a very important role to play. Hobbs can't be played by no other. That's a double negative.
He's a very bad sentence writer.
I mean, he's correct, but it is a double negative, and probably let's not.
You just don't need it. Yeah, you just don't need it.
I hope that you rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny. I'm so
That's it?
confused.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Then
that's the
fulfill
whole
your
thing.
destiny.
Yeah. I'm so confused by all of this. First of all, if this is real, okay, which it is real, like it's on his post, but if this beef is real, it's so fucking weird, man. Like the fact that like
it sounds like a toxic relationship, and like Vin Diesel is just like that toxic bitch who you're just like,
yeah,
dude, I'm over her, and she just keeps DMing you, and you're like, no, we're not friends anymore. I'm not accepting your your friend request, but and she's just like, hey. I see you're doing just fine out there in your life, and I just wanted to say, don't be a stranger, and I'm sorry it was so shitty. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from Mr. Diesel.
yeah, it's all very strange and weird. Now, here's the thing. The Rock, okay? The Rock was a WWE wrestler, okay?
Mm-hmm. And a WWF wrestler.
And yeah, he went all the way back to WWF. And this sounds like a fucking work. This sounds like a wrestling thing. Like they've been beefing it up for years. And I swear to God, it's going to come out one day. They're doing some Andy Kaufman shit on us. Like they're playing us hard. Because they're like, hey, listen, I'm going to go do Hobbs and Shaw. And so like I'm not going to be in 9. And they probably planned that out. And he's like, what if we just like started building this beef now and I'll be back for 10. And like we just built it for years and years. But the other weird thing in here, but if this is real, bringing up fucking Paul Walker, that's super weird and cringy, dude. Like that's really not okay. Like
no,
that's really not cool. I understand he's your friend, but like that's I don't know.
Are they really friends though?
I'm sure they were.
Were they friends?
I'm
like
sure,
real
sure.
friends? This makes me think that they weren't actually friends and he was held against his will.
Yeah.
Like that kind, like you make friends with the school shooter because, you know.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, but here's the thing. The way he says, as you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in my house. It's just like, and you still reach out and still, why was he so close to your kids? I'm convinced, dude. They dated. They must have.
They fucked. They at least had to have fucked, and now
they
it's
must
weird.
have. But
and
like the fact that they did like they obviously did like Christmases together. If he like knew his kids and stuff.
Unless
Vin
Diesel's just making all this shit up, and Dwayne's just like, I never did that. I've never sent a Thanksgiving card or a Christmas card to these people.
Well, no, I believe it because Dwayne has posted like on Twitter, like happy. I think one of his kids got married or something and was like, I'm happy for them or whatever. I forget exactly what it was. Maybe his kids are too young for that. I don't remember exactly what it was. But Dwayne has expressed like love towards his kids and stuff on Twitter before.
Okay.
So it's all very strange. But the other possibility is that Dwayne isn't coming back. Vin Diesel knows this. Vin Diesel knows that everyone thinks it's his fault. You know, because Dwayne is the biggest Hollywood star in the world.
Right.
So everyone's going to take Dwayne's side. So he's like, what if I make this post that's like, I'm pleading for him to come back. And then he doesn't come back and he's like,
and he's the bad guy.
I tried to get him back, but he refused.
Yeah, he refused. That son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be. Yeah. That's a toxic. Mr. Johnson, do not go. Do not return. This if you return, it's a bad. It's a toxic ass relationship. No matter how you cut it. No matter how you cut it.
I want a response.
For sure.
I want to know what he has to say.
Or even if it's not even like directly to Vin Diesel, it's just like a tweet that's like, man, some people just don't get the hint.
Yeah. It's all too fun, man. I normally don't like beef, like celebrity beef, but this one's just too fun. It's just too stupid. And
you think Vin Diesel's got like some sort of dementia? Because I don't know, he just seems, I feel like he is a complete asshole. but he's like that asshole that thinks everybody loves him. That's the kind of vibe I get from Vin Diesel. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna be a complete dick to you, and also we're still friends, even if you say we're not friends. I want to force this friendship.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Vin Diesel, because like, you know, famously he grew up as like sort of the awkward chubby kid, and then like he became like super buff because he wanted to like prove everyone wrong and stuff. I'm just convinced that Vin Diesel is just this big nerd and like doesn't understand social cues very well, and
He's
like
autistic.
Yeah, essentially that's what I'm saying without saying it.
Okay.
And
He's on the spectrum at somewhere on the spectrum.
yeah, I believe he's probably on the spectrum, and I bet
I can see it.
he comes off a little strong because he doesn't understand social cues very well, and that probably rubs The Rock wrong. You know,
You don't want to rub The Rock wrong.
That's true. You got to rub him just right.
Just right.
I don't know. I would love if one day they're just like, yeah, we were just playing the whole time. Like, we've been friends this entire time. Like,
that would be good.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, it was a fake beef. We just had to keep it up, and they like went way out of their way to like fucking like they would disguise themselves to go over to each other's houses to play Xbox or whatever. Yeah. That'd be pretty great. How do you disguise The Rock though?
That's like famously Andy Kaufman got in this beef with this wrestler named Jerry the King Lawler, and they went on the David Letterman show, and everyone thought it was real. Like, everyone thought they were like actually beefing. Andy Kaufman was a comedian, and he wasn't a wrestler, so everyone was like, what's going on here? And Jerry the King Lawler like just smacked him like super hard in the face, and like got escorted off the David Letterman show. And then it didn't come out till like after his death. Jerry the King Lawler was like, I was really broken up when he passed away. We were like really good friends, and like we got together all the time. Oh my it was all planned. Like, we were just messing with everyone. Yeah.
Unless that's a lie.
No. There were several people that, like, even David Letterman was like, yeah, we knew it was fake.
Wow. On the show. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
like, maybe they're pulling an Andy Kaufman on us.
They could be.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's get back to the real show. What have you been playing, Jacob?
Oh man, let me start with the fun stuff. Okay, I played the N64 games last week. You know, I said I would report back with my findings on the N64 games because I went out, I got the upgrade or whatever, the expansion pack.
Right.
And I played some Mario Kart, had a good time. You know, I just wanted to like pick around, you know, and I played
play a little bit of each game.
Yeah, I played some Star Fox 69, which was good. And then I played Ocarina of Time. And then I played Ocarina of Time 4 hours and couldn't stop. And I'm looking forward to going back to it. Like, I just fucking love that game so much, and it holds up so well that I'm just like, man, I can't wait to go back and play it. And I think as a young lad, I never actually like fully beat it, so I might just like actually fully beat it just because I'm I'm just feeling myself.
Is there lag? Did they fix the lag?
See if there is lag, I don't really notice it. I don't.
Okay.
I can't really tell. I was playing around with it, trying to find it, but also Ocarina of Time. It doesn't matter too much.
It's an old game.
Well, like, it's not like a twitchy shooter. It's, you know, it's just like an RPG. It's mainly just talking to people and exploring. The combat's shit in it, you know, but that's okay. It's, you know, like, it doesn't matter. It's so impressive. Like, that game is just so impressive for like the time it came out, and like the graphics still look good. Like, to this day, and like the environments are so thought out and like, you know, intentional. Like, everything seems intentional in that game. And that brings me to the next game I've been playing, Far Cry 6. Nothing is intentional in that game. They fucking smattered some shit together. I finally have played enough of this game to like, I feel like fully like objectively like give some takes. because I've put probably 10 hours into it now, and
Okay.
dude, it's fucking bad. It's like so bad. First of all, the map is massive and it's beautiful. It's honestly like impressive, like the size of it, but nothing feels intentional in it. You know, like in I remember in like Far Cry 4, you'd put on the wingsuit and you would like glide between things, and it felt like it was designed around that, and like
Right.
it was designed on like, you know, different playable options and making the traversal fun. Where this one, it's just like you get in a car and you drive for a while, and it's just so
we just
boring.
plopped some shit down on random wherever we wanted to put it.
Yeah, and like there's so much like stuff, like there's these big cities, but there's like nothing in them. You know, there's outposts, you know, like in every Far Cry, but like they're so far apart because the map is so huge that they're so far apart, and in between that, you know, there's bad guys or whatever, but like nothing. There's like nothing to do. And everything that there is to do, I don't want to do it. Like I don't feel motivated to do anything. Like nothing about this game like pulls me towards that. I've never played a Far Cry game where I've been like, let's just knock this story out as quick as possible. I've always been like, let's get the towers, let's go do this shit first. This one I'm just like, what's the point? What's the point? Because I found a gun right at the beginning, and you can like upgrade to like hardened ammo, and I kill everyone, one shot headshots, like everyone. And then like it's got like different ranks where it's like this area is rank 7 and this area is rank 4. I go to rank 7, I can't tell a difference. Like everyone seems equally as strong as everyone else, and the AI is so stupid, like the most moronic AI. Like I had to up the difficulty, and I am still just breezing through it. It is just so stupidly easy. And then to make traversing even worse, when you go to a different, like when you pass through like into a different section, you know, it's like segmented off the map. It has
Right.
When you go to a different area, it pops up in the bottom left like what the new area is, but it gets rid of the rest of your HUD when it does that. Okay, so it gets rid of your marker, it gets rid of, you know, your mini map, it gets rid of all of that. And there was one point where I'm driving down a river where it's like you're meant to. There's a lot of rivers and stuff in this, so I am in a boat going down the river, and it's right on the line in the river of the two sections. And it just kept flashing the different, and it kept getting rid of my HUD constantly. And it's like,
that's annoying,
dude, it is so bad. Like, if the game feels rushed as hell, the one thing I will give this game, the one thing that I will say, like, this game did objectively well, is I like all the characters. I like the story so far. Obviously, I haven't beaten it yet, but, like, I like the story so far. I haven't even seen Giancarlo that much, but like it doesn't even matter because I like all the other characters. Like they're doing a good job of like, there's a good story in there, so it's worth playing just for that. But like, man, I don't want to say it's worse than 5 because 5 was fucking horrible too, but man, it's probably just as bad. I would say. The only reason this one is better is because the map is like huge and impressive, and the story is better. Because the story in 5 is trash, and the map in 5 is trash as well. Yeah, it's a pretty trash game, and Ubisoft should really feel ashamed of themselves. And I was like kind of like looking forward to like playing it. And when I was first starting out, dude, another thing is when you go into your camp, like you know, like to buy different things, it puts you into third person. And it like glitches out the fucking game, and like it's so bad, man. It
sounds like an Ubisoft game.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to them? What happened to them, man?
They're bad. They've been bad for like
Ubisoft
4 years.
Games.
Yeah,
I used to love them, and I was like, this looks like a return to form for Far Cry. So I was like, let's do it. You know, all it has to be is Far Cry 4 again. I don't even care. Like, give me that again.
Right.
But no, it's like they took shit out They made it worse. It looks just as ugly as Far Cry 4. Like, it doesn't look like there's any sort of graphical upgrades at all.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
It's just a bigger map. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking. Ubisoft, nothing of theirs looks interesting to me in the slightest. For the past like 4 years, I'd say. It's too bad because when you first started playing, I'm like, oh shit. Well, let me borrow it when you're done with it. You know, it sounds pretty fun.
It's not.
But now that you say that, I'm like,
I'll beat it.
I want to play it
because I'm like so far in it now. It's like I'll just crash through the story, but like, yeah, it's not very good. It's Far Cry again, but it's like just go back and play Far Cry 4 or Primal or any of those games.
That's the problem with them. Massive open world games. If you don't have like interesting little places on the map, interesting markers on the map that you can like stop and go, what is this? Like, I've been traveling a little bit. What is this? This is interesting. And like have like a side quest there, or a little collectathon or a race or something like that. Something to just break up what you're doing. Instead of just driving from place to place, which is why I got out of touch with Grand Theft Auto Online, because it was just like, but that was me. That was me, I think.
I was like, it's happening again.
Yeah,
you're back.
No,
back.
I'm back. Okay. Yeah, my ear went out. I'm like, what? Grand Theft Auto, it's just like you get a mission, you have to drive 15 minutes real time to a mission, and then it's just like, okay, well, I drove over here, now I have to drive 15 minutes real time back after this cutscene to get to the place, and then I have to drive 15 minutes back, all while not doing anything. It's just a driving simulator. It's almost like playing Trucking Simulator 2022 or something like that.
Here's the thing, just to keep ranting about Far Cry for a second, I think what makes an open world game good, like seriously, is traversal, because you're spending most of your time traversing. And I think that's why GTA is fun, because driving is fun in that game, and like flying is fun. Like when you fucking wreck in that game, like stuff happens, your cars explode, stuff like that. Traversal is not fun in this game. It's not fun at all. And yeah, it gets old in GTA, but it took you, you probably put in fucking 600 hours.
A whole bunch of hours for sure.
But like traversal is not fun. And what made traversal fun in Far Cry was always the wingsuits were fun, driving the different weird vehicles were fun, and all that shit. And it's just not fun. And to go to your point of go here for the mission and then drive here for the mission, I did one mission yesterday where it was you pick up the mission,
you get a cutscene.
Not even, just the guy's like, hey, go do this. You go to this church, which is far the fuck away. There's another guy there, and he's like, hey, I need you to do this. So then you go 2,000 markers away in another direction. And then you get there, you shoot up some dudes, and then it's like, okay, now go back to that original guy. And I'm just like, bro, most of this mission was just me trying to get to the mission. I don't understand why these games can't just have like a little fade to black. Okay, you're at where you need to be. And there's so many sections where it's like, just follow this person. I did one mission where it was like, you blow up this tower and it's like, follow this person out while you're like getting shot at. It's supposed to be like sort of cinematic. This person got stuck on a wall. And I'm like, where do I go? She walks outside and we're getting shot at. And I follow her. She turns around, goes back inside the church. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. And it's on a timer. It's on a timer for some reason.
Oh my God.
And then she turns around, goes back outside and goes around. And then we finish with like a minute left. And I'm like, why did I have a timer? I was relying on this chick to get out.
Should never be a timer if it's
it was insane.
Escort mission.
I did a mission yesterday where it was like, hack this machine. I hack it, and it's like, protect the machine. Well, before, and there's like a timer, and, you're supposed to protect the machine. I killed everyone to get in there. So I just sat there
You sat there.
and I
Oh,
just stared at it. And I'm like, seriously? You're not going to send
wow.
anything at me here or keep it
Wow.
interesting at all? Dude, it's really fucking bad. I'm flabbergasted.
State of video games are
Anyway,
in. Are
what you been
pretty
playing,
rough.
man?
I've only really been playing one thing. I've been playing Gloomhaven like practically every day. I get on, jump on with a friend, and I'm just like, let's fucking bust out a mission. It got really fucking hard because there's only two of us most of the time. There's three of us for one campaign, and me and Brandon are doing another campaign where it's just the two of us, and we're doing it on normal. We were failing. We had like a 33% win rate. And we're like, maybe we should lower the difficulty. So we lowered the difficulty, fucking flew through the first couple of them. We actually failed our first one on easy yesterday and was like, wow, okay, so this is fair. This is fine. I unlocked a new character in it and should be even more difficult, but I fucking love it. Fucking love it. It's so hard, even on easy. The RNG is just always against you, and it's fantastic. It's a fantastic game.
I love it when the RNG is against me.
The RNG is always against you. It sucks your soul because you'll spend like an hour, hour and a half on like a mission, and you'll get to the end, and you don't have enough movement to get the last thing. Like I was literally two squares or two hexes away from getting the thing that we needed, and I just didn't have enough move, and we both got exhausted, and I was like, well, fuck, like we could have done it perfectly before, but we weren't like strategizing that hard about it. But it was just, it's rough. It's a rough game. I love it. Soul sucking when you lose, but it feels fucking good when you win. Also been playing the new Apex season.
How's
I
that?
fucking love the new map. It is so good. They added like animals that will attack you, like these like cougar things that jump out of like beehives and they'll attack you and pounce on you and shit. It's really cool. So there's like a PvE sort of section on the maps where it's like, here's an animal hive, try to avoid it, and if you don't, you're going to be shooting, and then everybody's going to come running and try to kill you because you're fighting these animals. It's really good. The new hero seems pretty balanced, but it seems like a better version of an older hero. It's fun. I had some good times with it, honestly. And yeah, not much to say. It's a good season pass. Fucking sucks. All of their monopoly monetizing. Their monetizing is bullshit. I don't know what EA Respawn are doing. It's so bullshit. It's just like spend $20 for this skin. That's all you get is a skin for $20. And it's like, nope, I won't do that. And the what you get from like the season pass is just diminishing a crazy amount. It's like you used to get like skins that would like move or do some cool shit, or you'd get like gun skins or some interesting things, and now you get weapon charms and fucking hollow sprays, which are just emotes, and you get emotes and you get shit you don't really care about. And it's like, well, this is stupid. I literally, there's only two things in the battle pass that are really worth anything. You have to get to level 50 for it, for both of those things, and it's like, I don't care. And they don't even look that good. They don't look interesting at all, and it's just like, okay, well, I'm not going to buy the battle pass this season, which is just too bad, because it's a fun map, fun game, but it's so greedy. It's such a greedy game.
Yeah, I guess, it's free though, so
it's free, and people fucking pay for those crazy skins, dude. There's like events that they hold, there's like collection events, and it gives you like, I don't know, 20 skins maybe. If you buy all of the skins, which comes out to like just over $200, you get something fancy, and you get like a melee weapon or something. And I've seen multiple people with like those fancy ass melee weapons, and it's like, oh, so you guys have spent over $200 just on an event during this. Great. You're literally making this game trash. Yeah. So it's shitty, but what are you gonna do?
I mean, it's an old game at this point, and like, I don't
2 years
know.
old.
I've never felt compelled to spend money on that game.
No, me either.
You know, like skins don't interest me that much, especially since it's first person. I've never understood the appeal, other than to like show off to your buds. It's like, I'll just look at their skins, you know?
Yeah.
I'm more like, oh, look at that guy's skin. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
More than I'm like, I need to wear this skin, you know? Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, because it's first person, it doesn't really matter. If it was third person, it'd be like, I get to look at my character's ass.
Right, I would be more compelled. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. But the guns, I guess the gun skins.
Sure.
But none of the gun skins are that interesting to me personally. And a lot of them have like flare that like takes up the whole screen, and it's like, well, I can't see shit, so I'd much rather just have the basic one because there's so much garbage on my screen that it blocks half my screen. Anyway, let's get into the show.
Let's do it.
Let's get into little titties. Just little titties right here. You ready? Let's dive right in. Dive deep. Here we go. Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4, I like that, have been delayed into 2023. They fucking pushed these games back 2 years.
Pretty wild. I'm pretty sure Overwatch was supposed to come out this year.
I'm pretty sure it was, or early next year.
Well, because I think it was originally slated to come out this year and then pushed to next year, and now it's pushed to
next year.
And I don't know if you heard about this. I didn't put it in the news just because I didn't feel like it. But apparently, one of the new like CEOs that stepped up when all that shit went down, like one of the heads, has already stepped down.
No shit. It's that toxic over there.
Yeah, the female lead, and she's like, no, I'm gone. So yeah, it just seems like everything's falling apart.
Just shut it down. It's not worth it.
They can't.
Why?
I mean, you expect them to really just shut it down?
No, they wouldn't just shut it down. They're still making money. They've got Call of Duty. They got World of Warcraft. They got Overwatch, Diablo. Like they can't. They're not just gonna shut it down. They're making. At least the top tier guys are making money. So
yeah, I mean, the assumptions on why it's delayed, there's many different ways to assume why it got delayed. Was it because of all this toxic workplace, or was it because of COVID? It's probably a mix of both.
I think it's mostly the toxic workplace. I think it's people working there,
I think so too,
not actually doing their jobs and harassing people, so the job doesn't actually get done.
Well, I also think over the past, 6 months or whatever, there's been some major shakeups where like a lot of studio heads have been leaving and being replaced, and they're just trying to figure it out. They're probably renaming people that they had put in the games. They're like, let's just give everyone a generic name. Like, let's not name people after people in the studio anymore.
Let's not name anybody Trump in our games anymore. Let's, So
I don't know. It just seems like a shit show over at Activision, which, you know what? Good. I'm glad. Fuck them.
Yeah. Speaking of delays, Marvel's Midnight Suns will now come out in the back half of 2022, sooner than Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4. This is no surprise. They gave us like a rough fucking estimate about like when the game's coming out. They're like, yeah, it's gonna come out.
Nope, they said March.
They said March, but like we knew.
They said February.
I knew though. Like
I just find
as soon as they announced it and they didn't show gameplay or anything, and it was just like March, and you're like, that's not coming out in March. That's not. No way.
Yeah, I'm glad it's getting more time to cook, because when I saw it, I'm like, I'm not impressed with this at all. So I hope they get to spend more time on it to like smooth it out. But yeah, I would blame this one on COVID and probably just regular old, making games problems, you know.
It's probably that, and probably it probably just wasn't done. Somebody went March
exactly.
is your time frame, and they're like, okay, well,
The thing
there we go again.
the thing that I
There
think
we go.
is the weirdest about it is the fact that they just had that event like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
It's like, dude, why even say March or
Why
February or
even
whatever?
say March?
Just say 2022. You know,
2022.
that would have saved you a whole lot of hassle. It almost feels like a publicity stunt. It almost feels like
just to get some more news out about what their shit is.
Keep it in your, you know, in the consciousness, you know.
For sure. And then one thing,
I can't help but feel like video games are doing this on purpose now, where it's like, oh, it's coming out this day, and then it's like, well, just kidding, it's not, because then it's another news cycle where everyone's talking about it, you know.
Right. Yeah, it could be.
That is a bit conspiratorial, but you know,
it could also be something like the effect of, you know, if you release your game in 2021, it's fucking doomed, because every game that's come out in 2021 is just kind of like flat, you know. Even the good games are just kind of like, okay.
Well, and
you don't really hear anything about it.
And the front half of 2022 is so stacked with so many games that they're probably like, let's put it in the back half. Like, you know, there's less games. Like Elden Ring is coming out.
I bet you, though, most of those games that are coming out are going to be pushed anyway.
I bet Elden Ring will come out. I bet Horizon will come out. Saints Row will probably be pushed, but at least those two games will come out. And those are two pretty meaty games right around the same time as Midnight Suns. So.
Yeah, it's true. One thing that won't be getting pushed back, it actually already came out super early, was Animal Crossing update. Their update 2.0, I think it was, got released on the 3rd instead of the 5th, which was a surprise. So
2 days early. That's
crazy, though. That's kind of crazy. You don't get that often. I think I've heard of like 1 or 2 games that have done this in the past that I can remember. I don't remember the names of the games or what games they were, but I remember like something happening. I was like, oh, you can pick it up today? Okay, cool. Let's do that, you know? But you don't hear about that too often.
I think it was a calculated move on Nintendo's part to prevent servers from shutting down on the release date, so they could spread some of that out a little bit. So then, like, you know, the diehards would play on the 3rd, and then like the people who had like planned to play it on the 5th played it on the 5th. Because this has been like a pretty anticipated update for Animal Crossing, and everyone has been looking forward to it. Not me, not me. But
they're adding my favorite into it, gyroids or whatever they're called.
Yeah, they added them.
Yeah, they did. They added a bunch of stuff, and it's like, maybe, but also, do I really wanna?
Yeah,
you know? Do I really wanna?
I just don't see the appeal when, you know, farming sim exists.
I also farming sim. Oh God, Stardew maybe.
Stardew is great.
But yeah, it's just kind of like one of those things. It's like, I don't really have the time to do chores. Like if it was during COVID, if COVID was still going on, probably. I didn't have a job, probably. But it's like, I can't really find the time. Yeah, some people will be happy about that, I'm sure. And probably pissed about it too, honestly. Netflix, Devil May Cry producer, assures world Chris Pratt is not going to be Dante. Thank God. Why was this a rumor in the first place?
It wasn't. I just thought it was funny, so I just threw it in there. It wasn't a rumor. He was just making a joke, and I just thought it was funny, so I put it in there.
Okay, yeah. So the Chris Pratt voices everybody meme is has made it its way to Netflix, and don't worry about it. He won't be playing Dante.
Yeah.
If that's important to you.
Just thought that was a fun titty, you know?
That is, I like that. That is the pretty much the definition of a titty.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
It's what I expected the titties to be. And our last little titty. This little titty. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to take it note for note. The fuck. Mass Effect.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. It's the titties. Mass Effect will continue. Because of course it fucking will.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, is this news? Obviously not on this show. It is not on this show because it's in the titties section, not in the news section. Mass Effect was always going to continue because it's
and they already confirmed it a long time ago.
It's owned by EA, and people love that game, and it's going to make them money, and it's a thing that they will fucking milk until it's dead. Yeah, another Mass Effect. Mass Effect 4 is going to be out. Okay, nobody saw that coming. Anything to say about this?
Yeah, I just think it's very well because it was N7 Day, right? And everyone got all hyped up for N7 Day, which you never should for these fucking video game days, like Outbreak Day or whatever it's called, Last of Us Day, or Mario Day, like. All of these, nothing happens ever on these days because they don't plan their releases around these days, which they shouldn't. I don't think they should. No. But it just was like, by the way, here's a poster that says Mass Effect will continue. And, it was already confirmed so long ago. Everyone's shitting themselves online about it, though. I know. I'm just fucking... Like, what the fuck are you guys so excited about?
It's blowing up my Twitter feed.
It's not even like an interesting poster. It's just like the most generic ass, I'm sure it's gonna be great when it comes out, but like, I don't understand like the hype around it. It was kind
of like the Starfield teaser trailer that we got, or exactly. even the Elder Scrolls 6. Teaser trailer we got. It was like literally just Elder Scrolls 6.
Here's some
and everybody's like, whoa. It's like, of course, duh.
Yeah, of course they're working on this.
Like,
it'll be exciting when they put a date on it. Like, that's when it gets exciting. Or if
give
they
me
show
gameplay.
A trailer.
No gameplay, no hype.
I mean, for Mass Effect, they could just show like a cinematic trailer just to get to.
Still wouldn't be that hype, I don't think.
Yeah,
but I mean, cool.
I'm okay with the cinematic trailer as your first trailer, just as like a vibe check, What are the vibes?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What are the vibes?
What's the story? Who's the bad guy?
Yeah, what are the vibes you're throwing out there, I appreciate a good vibe check, like when they did the Breath of the Wild 2 sort of trailer, and it was just like some cutscenes. It's just like a vibe check. Although they did show some gameplay for it, but eventually. But anyway, I digress.
Oh, that game looks cool.
I'm excited.
But I hope
it's never coming out. It's never.
I hope it's going to be different. I hope it'll be different enough from the first one.
I think it's going to be
do more stuff in it.
It's
more dungeons,
more dungeon based. I bet.
I hope that's what, and maybe like a multiplayer, cooperative. I think that would be really cool.
Someone plays as Zelda.
Someone plays as Zelda. Somebody plays as Link. I think that would be really cool.
That would be cool. I don't think that'll happen, but that'd be
cool. Well, Twilight 4 Swords. You get the 4 players together and you complete puzzles together. Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just, I don't know. One person has to use the gravity lift. One person has to use like the push or something. You have to time it out with 2 people. I think that would it would be like a Portal sort of situation, a Portal 2 situation.
Yeah.
True. Speaking of Breath of the Wild's type games, we got 20 minutes of Elden Ring.
Very true.
Dude, this game looks like Breath of the Wild's, but darker. Oh, you put it up. I see.
I did. You like that? Like that?
I do. I do like that. So we got 15 minutes of a gameplay of this game, and it looks gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks.
I like the way it looks. There's like these trees that they showed off. They're like beacons of light. I don't know if you can see them. You can see them in the distance on the stream. And that kind of gives me like an Okami sort of vibe, where you have to like go to these certain points and like
True, yeah.
restore these areas to what they were, or without bad guys or whatnot. Um,
Or
the
Breath of the Wild. I mean, I got serious Breath of the Wild vibes off of this shit right
I
away.
did once they showed the map and they're like, you can put markers and stuff down, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's pretty much
Well, and
Breath of the
that's,
Wild.
that's how Breath of the Wild is too, where it's like go to these different areas, defeat these big divine beasts, and
Right.
then you beat the main guy at the end. And I imagine this game's going to be that, only Dark Souls.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I can definitely see that. It looks really good. I like the animations. I like the art direction of it. It looks more my theme more than Dark Souls. It looks more colorful. It's a big part. I like the way the magic looks. The only issue that I have seen with this trailer is the mounted combat when you're on your horse. The horse combat looks janky and stupid, and I don't know why people put horse combat in their games. It doesn't work in a video game. It just does not work. There's no way that it feels good, because like he's fighting a dragon on horseback, and his horse is like
here,
running. Right? It's at the very beginning. His horse is like running into the dragon right there. Right, you could put it right there. Yeah, his horse is like running into the dragon. No movement, but the animation is still going, and it's like, okay, well, this looks bad. It just looks clunky, and I wish that they figure it out. The magic from the horse seems okay. I'm like, if that's how the combat is, I could see that. Like he pulls out the 4 arrows or whatnot and shoots it. It's like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It looks it does look a bit easier than your
well,
traditional Souls, but I mean that's just the trailer, so I don't know.
Yeah. Here's the clip where he just kind of runs into the dragon for a minute.
It made me think of Shadow of the Colossus a bit, like when you're on the horse and riding around.
Yeah, but you immediately get off the horse as soon as you like start.
It's not true. It's not true.
Well, I don't know. I don't like horse combat in games.
Yeah, it looks okay, and it looks like you don't have to do that. You don't have
and
to.
I probably won't. Honestly, probably just fight the dragon on foot.
Yeah, it looks like that is just like a total option, and that is like an upgrade tree that you can work on, is like mounted combat, and there's probably a bunch of different play styles, which is cool. But like when you say the jank or whatever, I can't help but think like this is the first, like, as far as I can tell, the first like real open world kind of Souls game,
right?
And to me that screams, oh, this game's gonna be way jankier than the other ones.
Oh yeah.
It's probably gonna be a lot easier to like cheese things and like run around. But like honestly, that kind of turns me on a bit more. Like that just kind of sounds like more fun. Which has kind of been my issue with a lot of the Dark Souls. It's like they're challenging and it's really rewarding when you get further, but they don't feel fun sometimes.
And you're kind of locked into what you're doing. In my experience, it's like you have
this shot right here. Holy shit! I was like, wow, holy god.
Oh, this shot, yeah. The thing about Dark Souls is like you have to just keep hitting your head against the same wall over and over again, and it's just like until you can break down this wall with your skull, you're not gonna see any more of this game. And I was just kind of like the point where I'm like, but I want to explore. I want to see what this world is, and it's like, nope, too bad.
Yeah, you can't move on until you do this.
This seems to be like, okay, you're having a hard time with this boss. Fucking back up and go somewhere else.
Yeah, and then come back to this one later. Yeah, that's true, and that is kind of cool. Yeah, I'm into that.
And I think this is going to be multiplayer too, because I think I saw some like spectral guys, but that could be, that could just be like a a spell or something. And the spells in this game, the magic in this game, look fantastic.
Yeah,
they look varied. Like at one point it calls a storm from above, and another thing he's doing like a Kameo wave. Yeah, it looks really cool. Magic. If we get into this game, I'm probably going to build into like a wizard of some sort, if that's an option. Um, yeah, Breath of the Wild's mixed Dark Souls. What? Any other thoughts?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, we pretty much nailed it, but like, yeah, this it looks so much better than I was expecting it to, man. Like, and because like everyone was so hyped on it, and I'm like, I don't know, it's probably just like another Souls, but this looks like,
Hmm.
hey, it is another Souls, but also we're trying something here. Like
Yeah,
we're trying to expand a bit and try something a bit different, and yeah, like you said, the magic looks so cool, and it
yeah, you're
looks
seeing that right now. Yeah.
yeah, it looks so different for a
Hmm.
Souls game, and
Which, yeah.
I
No, go
I
ahead. Sorry.
no, you're good. I actually like the horse. It looks like the horse controls well. It looks like it'll make traversal a lot more interesting.
Reversal
Um,
for sure.
it looks like there's stuff just sort of hidden all throughout the world that will keep you interested, in typical Souls fashion. If you really want the lore, you probably have to search it out a bit,
Hmm.
um, which is perfect for an open world game like this.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm excited. They didn't show the "you died" screen, so I'm pretty
No,
upset about that.
they did not.
But yeah, I'm excited. It looks really good. I wonder if it'll look this good when it actually comes out.
Hmm.
But we'll see.
It'll
Yeah.
it'll probably be filled with jank. I think this is going to be one of those games that gets review bombed
You think?
because it's completely different from, well, not completely different, but it's not a Souls. It's not a one-to-one Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and people are going to be like, no, it should keep the formula and never change. But I think this is proof that it should change because it's got me and you interested in this.
Yeah.
It's like it's opening it up to more audience.
Well, and
Um,
I agree that like if they make another Dark Soul, if this was called Dark Souls and this was it, I'd be like,
right.
this isn't Dark Souls.
Yep.
But the fact that
Yep.
this is a new thing, you know, this is what they should
Yeah.
do for new things. Like, why make the same thing with a different name?
With a different name. Yep.
Makes no
Yep.
sense. So yeah, I'm excited. It looks good. I'm way more tempted to buy it now, and fuck, I probably will now.
Yeah.
Which sucks because it comes out like a week after Horizon. So,
Mm.
yeah, we'll see. And supposedly right before Saints Row, but I still
Oh.
feel like Saints Row
Oh,
is
this is
gonna
gonna be
move.
rough. It's gonna be a rough fucking month, dude.
I know.
March is gonna be a rough month.
I might just have to save up some money. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'll save up any Christmas money I get.
There you go. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks cool. Let's
So,
move on.
yeah, that's my thoughts.
All right. And the only news that we have, Nintendo to continue to improving Switch Online following backlash. Great title, Kotaku. This comes from Ethan Gack at Kotaku. Nintendo doubled down on its commitment to its paid Switch online subscription service in its latest corporate strategy briefing with investors. Despite complaints over the quality and price of the newly added expansion pack tier, the company said it will continue striving to provide services that satisfy consumers. Last month, we released Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack, a new membership plan that adds content to the existing service, Nintendo wrote in the briefing. Going forward, we will continue to improve and expand both Nintendo Switch Online and Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack, striving to provide services that satisfy consumers. I feel like I just read that. The company also revealed that the paid subscription service, which allows online play and cloud saves, now has 32 million users. You just do the fucking math on that one. Up to 6 million from the same time last year.
It gets
That's
crazier
roughly
though.
that's roughly equal to a third of the number of Switches Nintendo has sold, with a caveat that the 32 million number counts every person included in a family subscription. Okay.
So
Um,
that brings it down quite a bit, I bet.
that brings it down. Yeah. Rival service PlayStation Plus, which costs more than double, has 46 million subscribers.
What? That blew me away. I was like, holy
That's
shit. That's a
while
lot of
Game
money.
Pass, while Pass, a Netflix like library of more recent games, had 18 million subscribers at the start of the year. That number has since grown, though Microsoft is no longer sharing what it is. Yeah, dude, freaking PlayStation Plus, 46 million.
Yeah, everyone has that shit.
How I got to do some quick math right now. 46, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Times
Just
how
do the
much?
yearly.
How much?
60.
Yeah, how much?
60 a year.
$60 times 60 equals. Oh, that's a plus sign. Equals 1, 2, 3, 4,
How many
5,
zeros
6.
are there?
It's the 2 million billion. 2,760,000,000.
A year.
That's a fucking number right there,
Year.
dude.
But it's probably a little lower because people get deals and some people come and go. But
still,
yeah,
it's 2 billion with a B. It's almost 3. Well, I would say almost, but it's still,
well,
300 million away from 300.
But that's exactly why
billion.
you see people are pushing these subscription services more than
more
anything,
than games itself.
Dude, it's just like an easy way to get a shit ton of money. Yeah.
Well, it's a subscription, so who is going to pay.
Right.
It's like, well, this is how many subscribers we have. We're going to have about that same amount. It's like if a game releases, we have no idea how many people are going to buy that game. We can guess, but the subscription is like, yeah, this is about what we're going to make. It's crazy.
As far as like Nintendo though, obviously this is a, consumer call or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they're going to say that, they're going to say we're working to make things better. I hope it's true though. I hope that they are like striving to make their online better.
They won't.
I mean, it seems like they're showing some sort of interest. I really hope that
the investors.
Yeah, I mean, true, but like the fact that the expansion pack exists at all proves that Nintendo sees a future in online, at least a little bit. And it does seem like they acknowledge like, hey, we are lacking in this area. So I hope over time, specifically with like their next console, like I hope they fix a lot of the issues that we have. Like give us a party system, give us an actual like chat system that works. Maybe a trophy system might be kind of neat for Nintendo.
Oh Jesus.
Make it easier for me to like, transfer saves. All that stuff like that's super easy on PlayStation and Xbox that just isn't there on Nintendo. That's the kind of shit I want. But the shit that I'm expecting them to do regardless is like I hope they add not just more 64 games because they've already confirmed they're doing that, but I hope they add like let's say Game Boy games, and my dream is that they actually add GameCube games as well. I hope they do that in the future. So like I hope this is not them just blowing smoke, and they actually do something. But we'll see.
Right. Yeah. I agree. But I have no faith. I have zero faith in Nintendo for doing anything that they say that they're going to do, especially to investors. Where's Metroid? Where's Metroid? Where's Breath of the Wild 2?
I was promised Metroid years ago.
But you know what we got instead? An old remake of Super Mario Party.
I hear it's fun.
Cool. I hear it's good.
Yeah.
I hear it's good because it's the old games and the last one was bad. Because
I'm still shocked they didn't throw the new game in there. That just blows my mind. But
it's so dumb. But money, people will buy it.
If it were any other fucking studio, they would have. But now they look at it as like this is an opportunity for us in the future to make more content out of old content because eventually they will do that. So.
Yep. All right. Well, that's the end of our news. We're gonna get into what next week is going to hold. What we know
What's next
is going to
week?
be next week. What to look forward to next week, you guys? We got Forza Horizon 5 coming to Xboxes, all of them, and PC November 9th. We got Jurassic World Evolution 2 coming to everything except for Switch.
Fucking finally.
We got
heard about it so much.
Yes, we can stop hearing about it now. We got the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, the definitive edition, coming to everything except for Switch. Oh no, it's coming to Switch too. We got the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy coming to everything November 11th.
That blows my mind. That snuck up real quick, huh?
Yep. They did much less marketing than Jurassic World Evolution 2 did.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't need to though.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for the Switch. It's the old game. It's coming out November 11th.
That's pretty cool. It's
cool. It's cool, but I'm waiting for that new one. They just released a trailer for the new one.
Yeah.
It looks pretty fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition. Wow, that comes out too. Holy shit, that comes to PlayStation 5 and the
Skyrim again, baby.
The Xbox Series November 11th. Shin Megami Tensei 5 comes to the Switch November 12th. I know you're psyched about this one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Full macho man there for some reason.
Speaking of, I just happened across a Baywatch episode, and Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage,
Powers of Destruction. Yes.
And who's the other guy that was on there? It was the Nature Boy. Woohoo! Ric Flair was on there, and they were like themselves, and it was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, me and Hulk Hogan, we love the Baywatch.
Yeah. So actually, they were like against each other in this one.
Oh yeah, like, we've been mortal enemies. Hulk Hogan, I'm for you.
Yeah, they were like trying to put up like condos on the beach or something, and Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage are like, "Hey, brother." Yeah, so
on balance, off balance doesn't matter. Hulk Hogan, coming for you. Sorry.
And then recent reviews via OpenCritic.
I got you for 3 minutes. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. Bonesaw. Bonesaw's ready. Jesus. Recent reviews via OpenCritic. We got a fire OpenCritic right now. Forza Horizon 5 has a 92 out of 107 critic reviews. That is the highest rated game this year so far.
Surprising. That is surprising.
It's very surprising. And I'm glad I have Game Pass because I will be playing it tomorrow.
That shit ain't running on my computer. I'll try.
It's not running on my. We have the same fucking computer. I will play it on the lowest setting.
You always forget your shit is stronger than mine.
Just like barely though. It's barely stronger. Call of Duty Vanguard has a 77 out of 29.
It's pretty low reviews. For Call of Duty, huh?
I don't know. I don't know what the last ones have been at, but yeah, that's pretty low. It'll still be up there in the top. You know, it'll still take the top place for sure. Don't forget to submit your questions to the show if you have any. Please do submit your questions. It fills our show with content, and you know, we get to answer your questions, interact with you guys. Please send in your questions. We will read them out loud. As I'm saying that, I am going to the older videos to make sure nobody commented. So leave your questions on Twitter, YouTube, wherever you can leave comments, and we will see them before the show and or during the show, like I just did, and go over them in this segment.
Modern Warfare got an 86% on OpenCritic.
Well, that was a good one though. That was a good one.
World War II was like 78 as well. So
people don't like World War II. Stop going back to World War II. Check out our other Loner Cast shows.
Black Ops 4 was 88%. Sorry to interrupt the ads, but you know. So it's pretty fucking low for Call of Duty.
It's pretty low. Yeah. You're right.
Anyway, go ahead.
Our other Loner Cast shows, such as Jake and Corey podcast and car reviews with Jake, and also other things. Check out our spoiler cast for the MCU, and we're also doing a Spider-Man spoiler cast where we spoil and rank all of the MCU and currently all of the Spider-Mans.
Yeah, we're almost done with that too.
We are almost, well, we're not almost, we're a little less than halfway.
Yeah, we got 4 more.
We got 4.
And we got 4 more, and then in 4 weeks, the new Spider-Man comes out.
A new Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, so we really got 5 more.
That shit's coming up quick, man.
It's coming up, man. I'm so excited. They released a poster. It looks fantastic.
Sure does.
Don't really want to spoil it for those people out there who haven't seen it, but you'll probably see it, and Sandman's in it. There you go. Spoiled it for you. Ha ha. Follow us on Twitter. Jake is at emergency pizza _ I am fatal _ microwave. And the show is at lonercast1 on Twitter. Follow us on Twitch. We are live at 3:30 p.m. Arizona time every Monday on twitch.tv/lonercast. And give us a shout out. Talk to us. Be cool.
Follow
cool.
Nick on Twitch.
Follow me on
Twitch.tv/fatal microwave.
Thank you. Twitch.tv/fatal microwave. I stream most when I can. When my internet's working, I can stream.
Yeah.
Last week it was not fucking working. I didn't stream. Like, I tried, and then I was just like, no, your upload speed is trash. But I updated the router. Updated everything, so it should be working a little better. We haven't had a hiccup yet, so
nice.
Fingers crossed this week goes a little better. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Check us out next week on Last Week in Games. Bye.